Hey guys, I'm Christy and this is the third grade worksheet for YLOC. And so we're just going to go over the first three problems of every worksheet. So in this problem, it's asking you to find the blank. So in this case, 14 minus 8 equals 6. 8 plus 6 equals 14. 14 minus what equals 8. So it's asking you what's going into the blank. And if you look at the other equations, you can see that they all have the same numbers. So the first one has the numbers 14, 8, and 6, because 14 minus 8 equals 6. The second one has 8 plus 6 is 14, and the numbers are 8, 6, and 14. So in the third one, it should use the same numbers, and the only missing number here is 6. So if we check this, then 14 minus 6 is indeed 8, so that would be your answer. For number 2, it's the same thing as number 1, so 5 plus 7 is 12. 12 minus 7 equals 5. 7 plus what equals 12. So it should be the number that's missing from the equation, which is the number 5. The third one is the same as well, and so the first equation has a 9, the second equation has a 9, the third equation also has a 9, the first equation has an 11, the second equation also has an 11, and the third equation also has an 11. The first equation has a 2, the second equation has a 2, so the last one that should go in the blank should be a 2. And 9 plus 2 is 11, so that is... So for the second worksheet, it is about multiplication, and it's asking you to solve these problems. So I'm going to go over a few of the first ones and then a few of the last ones because these are a bit difficult towards the end. So the first question that's given is 4 times 6. So multiplication is honestly about memorizing. So if you think about your multiplication tables, 4 times 6 would be 24. Or another way to write this would be 6 times 4, and you can solve it. But they're both exactly the same. So the second one is 5 times 10. And so when you're multiplying tens, you basically just have to put the number here into the tens place. So the answer to 5 times 10 would be 50. Okay, so for number 3, it asks you for 8 times 9. And if you look at the multiplication table, it would say the answer to that is 72. Now, number 17 asked for the answer for 20 times 10. So in this case, they both have zeros. So for now, we're just going to ignore the zeros and multiply it as if it was just asking 2 times 1. So it's asking you what 2 times 1 is. And we all know that 2 times 1 is 2. And so we said that we were going to ignore the zeros, but now since we solved for 2 times 1, we're going to add the zeros to the end, and 20 times 10 becomes 200, excuse me. 40 times 1 is simple. 40, so a number times itself would be itself. A number times 1 would be itself. 24 times 2, so this would be written in long division or long multiplication as 24 times 2, like that. And 4 times 2 is 8. You always have to start at the right when you're multiplying long multiplication. And 2 times 2 is 4. So the answer to 24 times 2 would be 48. Now last one on the page, number 20, asks for the answer to 13 times 6. And the answer to 13 times 6, you would solve by doing long division, 13 times 6. And like I said before, you always have to start at the right. So 6 times 3 is 18. And 6 times 1 is 6, plus the number that you added over here, which would be 7. So the answer to 13 times 6 would be 78. So the third page is learning how to do addition. So addition, basically, if we were to do long addition, so do it this way. then you also start at the right for addition. And 0 plus 3 is 3. 4 plus 2 is 6. So your answer to 40 plus 23 would be 63. The second question asks 39 plus 45. So again, we would do long addition, sorry. And 5 plus 9 is 14. And you're going to transfer the tens up here since it's 14. So you put the 1 up here, and then you add it to the other side. So 4 plus 3 plus 1 would be 8. So the answer to 39 plus 45 would be 84. Now the third question asks 16 plus 93. So you would do addition this way. 6 plus 3 is 9, and 9 plus 1 is 10. So the answer to 16 plus 93 is 109. Okay, so the last worksheet for today is about subtraction, and subtraction is very similar to addition. It's just you're taking away the numbers instead of adding. So like addition, we're going to put it in a long form. And so 0 minus 5 is not possible, right? So you would make this into a 10 by bringing over a 10 from the 2. So the 2 would turn into a 1 and the 0 turns into a 10. And 10 minus 5, which is possible, would be 5. And 1 minus 1 is 0. So 20 minus 15 is 5. Now the second question asks 35 minus 21. So if we were to write that, 35 minus 21, and 5 minus 1 is 4, 3 minus 2 is 1, so 35 minus 21 would equal 14. Now the third question asks 45 minus 32, and 5 minus 2 is 3, 4 minus 3 is 1, so 45 minus 32 is 13. Okay, we're going to do two of the big numbers over here. So it asks 645 minus 374. So just like the ones with only 2 digits, you would write 645 minus 374. And so, like always, we're going to start from the right. 5 minus 4 is 1. 4 minus 7 is not possible, so we're going to change the 4 into a 14 and change the 6 into a 5. And 14 minus 7 is 7. And 5 minus 3 is 2. So the answer to number 19 would be 271. Okay, last question. 457 minus 342. So start from the right, as I always said 7 minus 2 is 5. 5 minus 4 is 1, and 4 minus 3 is also 1. So your answer would be 115. And there are your answers. I hope you understood everything, and I hope you have a great rest of the week. Also, good luck in school!